Have you ever wondered what makes viruses those microscopic entities capable of causing such widespread havoc? Imagine a world that's invisible to the naked eye, a world that is as complex and as diverse as our own, yet entirely microscopic. This is the world of viruses, a realm of life that is both fascinating and frightening. Viruses, despite their minute size, are entities of immense power. They are capable of infecting cells, causing disease, and even triggering global pandemics. The nature of viruses is as intriguing as it is diverse. They exist in countless forms and sizes, from the simple spherical shape of the common cold virus to the complex elongated form of the Ebola virus. Despite their diversity, all viruses share a common purpose: to reproduce and propagate. To achieve this, viruses have developed a unique strategy. They are not capable of reproducing on their own, so they must invade a host cell and hijack its machinery to make more copies of themselves. This process is known as the life cycle of a virus, a cycle that is as fascinating as it is ruthless. The life cycle of a virus begins when it attaches to a host cell. The virus then injects its genetic material into the cell, effectively taking over its functions. The cell, now under the control of the virus, begins to produce new virus particles. These particles then burst out of the cell, ready to infect new cells and continue the cycle. While this may sound like a straightforward process, it's a complex dance of biological mechanisms, each step carefully orchestrated by the virus to ensure its survival. The ability of viruses to infect cells, reproduce within them, and then spread to new cells is what makes them such formidable entities. So how do these microscopic entities manage to cause such widespread havoc? What secret weapons do they possess that allow them to take over our cells and turn them into virus factories? To understand the power of viruses, let's delve into their life cycle. The life cycle of a virus is a fascinating journey, from host to host, replication to infection. This journey begins with the first step: attachment. Like a space explorer docking onto a space station, the virus attaches itself to a specific receptor on the host cell's surface. This attachment is not random but a precise match, like a key fitting into a lock. Following attachment, the virus penetrates the host cell's defenses, infiltrating its interior. This step, aptly named penetration, is akin to a spy sneaking into an enemy base. Once inside, the virus sheds its protective coat in a process known as uncoating. Exposed and vulnerable, it's now ready for the next phase of its life cycle. The stage of replication is where the real magic happens. The virus utilizes the host cell's machinery, almost like a car thief hot-wiring a vehicle, to create copies of its genetic material and produce viral proteins. This is the virus's ultimate goal: to replicate itself. With the new viral particles assembled, the virus is ready for the next step: assembly. Like a factory line, the viral proteins and genetic material are packaged together to form new virus particles. These newly formed viruses are then ready to be released into the world. The final act in this intricate play is release. The newly formed viruses exit the host cell, often destroying it in the process. Now free, they embark on their journey to find new host cells to infect and repeat the cycle, spreading the infection further. This cycle of replication and infection is what makes viruses such potent entities. They are microscopic invaders, using our cells as factories to multiply and spread. Despite their destructive nature, one cannot help but marvel at the efficiency and precision of their life cycle. Moving on from viruses, let's explore another biological entity: viroids. These are tiny agents of infectious disease, but they're not quite like anything else we've discussed. They're smaller than viruses, and their structure is unique. Instead of a protein coat enclosing their genetic material, as you'd find in a virus, viroids are made up solely of a short strand of circular, single-stranded RNA. Now, here's where the peculiarities of viroids really kick in. Unlike the RNA found in viruses or in our own cells, the RNA of viroids does not, I repeat, does not code for any protein. That's right, not a single protein. This is quite a departure from the norm because, as we know, the main function of RNA in most organisms is to serve as a messenger, carrying instructions from DNA for controlling the synthesis of proteins. But in the case of viroids, their RNA seems to be freelancing, doing its own thing. And what might that be? Well, it appears that viroids' RNA serves no function apart from propagating themselves. They're like the ultimate self-sufficient entity, existing just for the sake of existing. They don't need to hijack a cell's machinery to replicate like a virus. Instead, they hitch a ride inside a plant cell where they use the plant's own enzymes to make copies of themselves. Now, you might be wondering, without coding for proteins, how do viroids cause disease? The answer lies in their ability to interfere with the normal functions of the cells they invade. The presence of the viroids RNA can cause the plant cell to behave erratically, leading to disease symptoms. So, in a nutshell, viroids are these fascinating minimalistic entities that break several rules of what we traditionally consider life. They're like nature's curveball, reminding us that the biological world is full of surprises, and that even the smallest entities can have a significant impact. Viroids, despite their simplicity, have a significant impact on the biology of our world. From the simple viroids, we now move on to the intriguing Obelisk RNA. This isn't just another strand of genetic material, it's a conundrum wrapped in a mystery, an enigma that continues to baffle scientists around the globe. Obelisk RNA is a maverick, breaking away from the norms established by its viroid counterparts. Unlike the compact, straightforward viroids, Obelisk RNA is a long, winding road of genetic information. It's not just a small piece of RNA, it's a larger-than-life entity, a jigsaw puzzle that is still waiting for its pieces to fall into place. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. This elongated RNA doesn't just sit there doing nothing. It has a job to do. It appears to code for not one but two proteins. That's right, two proteins, both of which are as mysterious as the Obelisk RNA itself. These are no ordinary proteins. They bear no semblance, no similarity, no kinship to any known protein from any other life form we have encountered so far. It's as if they are from another realm, a different dimension altogether. These proteins are the wildcards in the biological deck of cards. They don't fit into any known categories. They don't follow any established rules. They are unique, different, and utterly baffling. They are the outliers, the rebels that refuse to conform. So what does this mean? What is the purpose of these proteins? What role do they play in the grand scheme of things? These are questions that continue to puzzle scientists. They are the unanswered mysteries, the unsolved riddles of the biological world. The Obelisk RNA is a stark reminder of how much we still don't know. It's a testament to the vast complexities and mysteries that still exist in the field of biology. It's a beacon illuminating the unexplored territories, the unknown realms that are waiting to be discovered. The Obelisk RNA is a reminder of the vast complexities and mysteries that still exist in the field of biology. As we have seen, viruses, viroids, and Obelisk RNA are fascinating entities, each with their unique characteristics. Our journey began with viruses, cunning invaders with a simple life cycle. They breach a host cell, hijack its machinery, and replicate themselves. The newly minted viruses then break free to infect new cells, repeating the cycle. While they may seem destructive, it's important to remember that viruses aren't innately evil. They are simply survivalists that have evolved a unique way of life. Next, we delved into the world of viroids, the minimalist survivalists of the microscopic world. Unlike viruses, viroids are merely small fragments of RNA, devoid of any protein coding capabilities. Their existence revolves around one sole purpose: self-propagation. While they appear functionless, their simplicity is what makes them remarkably resilient and intriguing. Finally, we explored the enigma of Obelisk RNA. This entity stands out with its size. Being substantially longer than viroids, it codes for two proteins, a feature that sets it apart from both viruses and viroids. What's more fascinating is that these proteins bear no resemblance to any known protein from any other life form. This uniqueness adds to the mystery and excitement surrounding Obelisk RNA. Drawing parallels and contrasts between these entities, we see a diverse range of survival strategies. Viruses are the tactical invaders, viroids the minimalist propagators, and Obelisk RNA, the enigmatic coders. Despite their differences, they share a common thread: the RNA. This genetic material is the core of their existence, driving their life cycles and defining their unique characteristics. Yet, with all we've learned, we've barely scratched the surface of understanding these microscopic entities. Each discovery uncovers new questions, new puzzles to solve. These minute entities, with their unique life cycles and characteristics, continue to fascinate and challenge the scientific community. The more we explore, the more we realize the immense complexity of the microscopic world.